Welcome back, everybody. Orchestrated Sports here with Ian Martinez. Week 2, Rams versus Colts film breakdown. And this was a great back and forth matchup between two playoff teams from the 2020 season. Multiple turnovers, multiple big plays, and multiple impressive touchdowns. So, what happened this game, and why did things happen the way they did? Well, we're going to break down the top 9 most important plays of the game, starting with this one right here. So, after the Colts get the opening kickoff, return it, have a nice drive, and end up here in this 4th and goal after running it 3 straight times unsuccessfully. Now, what do they decide to do, and what happens here? Well, they're going to be running a play-action pass here. All the linemen will be down blocking to the left. And with this play-action fake, 2 of the tight ends here at the bottom are also going to be down blocking, but are going to down block for a couple seconds and then release to try to get open. This tight end here is going to down block, but then he's going to try to find a window somewhere on the goal line. Doyle here, the tight end for the Colts, is also going to down block. And then he's going to try to get open somewhere by the goal line. And then the tight end here on the outside is going to be running it out. And then Michael Pittman at the top of the screen is going to be running a quick slant, 2-step slant. 1-2, boom, get inside. Now, the linemen and the tight ends do a good job of selling that it's going to be a run by the way they down block. But I think what messes it up here for the Colts is that the play action fake, the run fake between Wentz and Jonathan Taylor in the backfield was not good. And I don't know if that's by design for Taylor just to get open, which he's going to, fake right about there. He's going to get to the flats. So I don't know if they were taught to screw the fake, really, just get open to the flats, Taylor, or he just didn't do it. So what happens here on defense is that they're running man, Ramsey up top, and everyone's running zone. So David Long's got zone in that area, zone, and then Darius here has got flat zone there. And then Taylor Rapp, of course, has got his own. So everybody else is running zone. D linemen and linebackers are rushing. They're playing run. All these guys are not worried about the pass. So, what happens here? Why does this go awry for the Indianapolis Colts? Why don't they convert? Well, it's about this dude right here, Leonard Floyd. Nobody blocks him. And you would think with these 2 tight ends here, they would get a down block on him, but they don't. They leave him wide open. And then plus, everybody gets locked up that's running a route. Everybody does a great job as we let this thing go here. Check it out. Boom. See what I mean? The fake right here was no fake at all, as you can see how far away Taylor is. So not everybody truly bites. I mean, you get people stepping up for the run fit, because obviously they ran it 3 straight times before. But once they see, ball carrier and ball separated by, 5 feet, nobody's biting on that. So that's the problem, I think, that first arises for them, why this conversion doesn't happen. Now, as we let this thing go, as you can see, everybody does a good job picking up their dude. David Long is on this tight end. Ramsey's running with Pittman. Kenny and them see that it's a play action fake. So he's with this tight end. This tight end's getting lost in the bundle. Darius runs with Tim. Fuller's got his zone right here. But like I said, Mr. Leonard Floyd got wide open in terms of his rush pattern to Wentz. Wide open. So we'll rewind this and you'll see how that happened. Take it back a little bit. And as you can see, they're starting to down block. Right here. Down block, but nobody gets Floyd. Nobody gets him. So he's running free to go get Carson Wentz. Check that out. Look at, they both miss him. They're going there and they're going there. And then there's Floyd running free. So that's another reason why this thing got blown up. On top of the bad fake and on top of just really good coverage, I think, by the Rams defense in this goal line situation. So boom. And that's it. Carson has no chance against Leonard Floyd. So after the Rams get the crucial 4th down stop, they get the ball back, drive down, and they're now here in the red zone in a 2nd and 6. So what happens? Tight end Tyler Higbee at the bottom of the screen is going to be running a streak. Darrell Henderson out wide at the very top is going to be running a drag. Robert Woods here is going to be running a wheel route. Van Jefferson here in the slot's going to be running a skinny post. And then the key to all this, who they're going to throw to and who they want to throw to, is Cooper Kupp here lined in the backfield as him and Henderson switch spots. And he's going to be running a seam route, a streak out of the backfield, or a wheel route, however you want to call it and look at it. He's going to be running up the field this way. Now, how does he get open? Why does he get open? And how does he score that touchdown? Well, it depends on what the Colts are doing. And unfortunately for them, this coverage that they called here worked exactly in the Rams' favor to score this touchdown. So let's take a look here. What happened on defense for the Colts? Well, on the outside, they're going to be playing man-to-man. So man and then man. Everybody else is going to be playing zone, but it's a very specific type of zone. It's a version of cover 6 with obviously the outside guys playing man. So what is cover 6? One safety is going to have one entire half of the deep field, which is this guy right here. So he's got to contain anything deep on this side of the field, the bottom half, or his right side of the field. Now, they're going to be playing quarters coverage on the right side of the field, or the top of our screen. Now, what is quarters coverage? So if we were to split the field into 4 quadrants, you go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Quarters meaning one safety is going to have 1/4 of the field, which is this guy. He's going to have 1/4, and then this safety here is going to have another quarters. And obviously everybody else playing zone, these linebackers, and again, man, and then again, this guy's got this entire half. Now, the Rams play call, this streak, this wheel route that Cooper Kupp's going to run, just works perfectly on this poor dude right here. So, if we let this thing go, he runs that streak, and then boom, Cooper Kupp just gives a nice little nudge right here. He's giving that slight head fake that way, getting his hips open that way, and it shakes this safety who's off screen. The safety that I said that was playing, the whole half of that field. He gets shook bad. And Cooper Kupp just gets wide open. As you can see, this dude's on the floor here. He got shook bad. And Cooper Kupp running wide open. Easy pitch and catch for Stafford and Kupp here. Boom. Money. So, again, that safety had that half of the field. He got shook. An easy touchdown. Just sometimes you need a good play call against a good look, and unfortunately for the Colts, it was the perfect play call against their defense they called on that play. Good job by the Rams. So after the Colts kicked a field goal, the Rams got the ball back and are here in the 2nd and 10. And well, what happens on this play? Matthew Stafford throws a pick. But how did that happen? Let's find out. But first, let's see what the offense is doing. At the bottom of the screen, Van Jefferson is running a curl route. Darrell Henderson, the running back in the backfield, is running a swing. At the top of this bunch triangle right here, the key to all this and where Stafford wants to go is to Cooper Kupp. But Tyler Higbee is trying to get the attention of this deep safety that's not in the field. He's in this direction there to the right of the screen. He's just not pictured. He's trying to get his attention, and he's going to be running not necessarily a post, but a crosser. Just trying to get him out of the way for Cooper Kupp. running this deep in route, even farther than what is pictured on screen. He's trying to get him out of the way so Cooper Kupp can get open on that deep in dig route. And then Robert Woods, kind of like a check down, he's just running a little curl. Now, what happens on defense for the Colts? Well, the Colts are running a version of cover 3, so this safety's bailing deep, covering that zone. The safety not on field in that direction has got this middle. And then there's another safety not pictured. He's going to be running and covering that deep area there. And everybody else is running zone in their respective areas. Now, what blows this whole thing up for the Rams is what happens on the line. So we'll let this thing go. Boom, set hut. And then Tyquan Lewis right here, the defensive end, puts a good move on right tackle for the Rams, Rob Havenstein. He gives him a little shimmy to his outside, and that's just enough for him to cut back in and get some pressure on Matthew Stafford. So boom, he gives a little step out, and it's just enough for him to get that rush lane open. If you can see that there, he's got a nice gap to try and attack. And he does. He does a decent job. Gets in, robs a little bit late, but he gets pushed back a good amount into the pocket. And Lewis gets his hand on the football right here when Matthew Stafford's trying to laser beam this to Cooper Kupp on that deep in dig route. So Lewis gets his hand on the ball, and then as you can see, it's a wobbly duck, not on target because it's been tipped. And then the safety, Willis, comes up with the interception. Boom. So as you can see here, good move by Lewis. Boom, gets inside pressure, gets his hand on the ball, tipped. We got a duck pass by Stafford now, and it's completely off target because of that tip, and then Lewis comes up with the interception. So, would the play have worked? Was Matthew Stafford going to laser beam in that zone to Cooper Kupp? Possibly. But sometimes all it takes, you don't necessarily have to get a sack. You don't necessarily have to get a quarterback hit. Just get enough pressure and get your hands on the ball, just like Lewis does right here. And that can cause a major turnover, just like it did for the Rams right here. So after the Matthew Stafford thrown interception, the Colts get the ball back, drive down, end up here in the red zone on this 3rd and goal situation. And what do they call? They call a shovel pass to tight end Jack Doyle. So how is this blocked, or how do they want to block it? Well, they want to double team Aaron Donald on the right side. They're going to leave Leonard Floyd, the outside linebacker at the top of the screen, free to rush because they want him suckered up running to quarterback. The center's going to down block to the left. The left guard, Quentin Nelson, is going to be the lead blocker for the shovel pass. So he's pulling to the right to the top of the screen. And then the left tackle's obviously just going to block to the left. But again, Jack Doyle being the recipient of this shovel pass. Now, what happens here on defense, and why does this end up being interception? Well, Aaron freaking Donald. He splits this double team bad that the right side of the offensive line for the Colts are trying to do. So he splits it, blows this whole thing up, which then makes Quentin Nelson have to wrap around to try to find somewhere to block. And then Jack Doyle has to get out of the traffic to try to get open as he tries to find space and is unsuccessful. And Carson Wentz just makes a bad decision to try and toss this to get this to Jack Doyle. So we let this thing go here a little bit. So go, boom, right here. Aaron Donald is splitting this double team already. Bad. I mean, that's why he's a great. Boom, beats it. As you can see, he's right here already in the backfield. As you can see, both the right side offensive lineman, he's already falling down. The right tackle is practically almost holding him, which again makes Quentin Nelson have to work around more, and Jack Doyle have to work around more to get open for the shovel pass. So if we let this thing go a little bit more, Aaron Donald blows it up. Again, look at Quentin Nelson has to get around more. Jack Doyle is getting lost. Aaron Donald is hitting him. And then Carson Wentz just makes a foolish mistake of pitching this. And Troy Reeder, the middle linebacker for the Rams, just makes one hell of a heads-up play to find the ball and intercept it. Dives for it, gets it. Hell of a play by him. But it all started with number 99 for Los Angeles. He just blew this puppy up. Split the double team immediately. Everyone's lost now. Lead blocker Nelson, Jack Doyle. And then because of Aaron Donald's, massive blow up of the play, no one is blocking Troy Reeder, which then allows him to be able to track the ball and get this interception. So it's a cause and effect thing here that the Rams got very lucky with. Aaron Donald just being the monster he is, blew up this whole thing, blew up the blocking scheme, and then Troy Reeder gets interception off a dumb decision by Carson Wentz, him trying to make a play and still get it to Jack Doyle, the tight end. Great stuff by the Rams, and that's why number 99 is one of the best ever. So here we are at the top of the third quarter, and it's been a very close game. Multiple turnovers by both teams, and the Rams started the second half with the ball. And here they are in the 2nd and 10, and they called the perfect play call against the Colts defensive play call. And what a great screen pass this was. So what are the Colts doing on defense that allows this thing to be busted wide open on this Cooper Kupp screen? Well, this safety here is covering deep. This safety here is covering the deep middle. This outside corner is covering the deep top of the screen there, making it a cover 3. Now, what makes this work for the Rams, outside of the coverage with these linebackers, of course, in the zone, is that they're going to be sending this nickel corner here on a blitz, along with the front 4 all rushing. And what happens is, because everyone's bailing deep in coverage along with that blitz, it allows everybody on this screen here, as we let this thing go to Cooper Kupp, to get wide open for blockers. I mean, look at everybody's rushing forward. And look at all this real estate Cooper Kupp has. I mean, my goodness. Everybody gets out in front. Good blocks. Block. And look at all this room the linemen haven't even really gotten out in front yet. They still got to find somebody. So Cooper Kupp gets the ball. And he's off. Boom. We get this nice wall right here. Block. He was blocked out of the way. Still have linemen able to get somebody too. What a great crease that was. So we continue this thing. And then forget it. Cooper Kupp is one of the most underrated receivers after the catch. People forget about him for some reason all the time, until it becomes fantasy football season. And he's just out of there. So that's just a great job by the Rams. Perfect play call at the perfect time against the perfect defensive play call. Sometimes you get lucky like that, folks. And it's just a great job blocking up front, getting some blocks, creating that lane for Cooper Kupp to get open. Good job by the Rams. So after the Rams score, they have a couple offensive drives, so do the Colts. The Colts get the ball back here in this situation, and another 3rd and goal. But they have a damn good play call against this defense that the Rams are currently running right here. So what happens? Well, we'll start with the offense. Top receivers, slant, window route by the slot, Jack Doyle, the tight end, is also going to be running a window. The slot receiver, which is the running back, Hines, he's going to be running a little curl. And then the main guy here that wants to get thrown to and is the intended receiver on this pass is Pascal running the post. Now, what happens here for this to be a touchdown on Los Angeles? Well, it's a good job, hell of a job by Carson Wentz manipulating the safety, Jordan Fuller, along with Darius Williams, unfortunately, getting beat in man-to-man coverage. So, the Rams are running man on the outside, David Long, like I said, Darius Williams in man, Jalen Ramsey in man, and everybody else in zone. Right? All right. But, again, two things happen that allow this to be a touchdown. Well, Darius, and the Colts knew this, likes to line up on the outside of the receiver when it's in goal line situations to not give anything up, in the outside there, right? But with this outside leverage, so if we split the receiver in half, what I mean by that is that he's lined up on the outside half of the receiver. If anything runs inside, ends, right, and he posts, and he drags, right, he better get there. And unfortunately for him, he does not on this play. But what makes this throw a touchdown is that Carson Wentz manipulates Jordan Fuller by staring to the left side receiving routes. Just enough, just long enough to get Jordan Fuller to slightly, lock in eyes with him. That's what he's staring at. And just move just so much to his right, which allows the throwing lane to happen for Pascal on the post. So we let this thing go a little bit. Boom. He's looking, as you can see. He's staring. Fuller's looking at him. He's taking small side steps to his right. And then, as you can see, throw is being made because Darius got beat. He's running to that post. Jordan sees it, but he's not going to get there in time to make a play on the ball, unfortunately for him. So, boom, that's a touchdown. Great manipulation by Carson Wentz by staring to his left, making Fuller not pay attention to what's happening on his left. And then Darius just unfortunately got beat on that man-to-man coverage. It's a good job by the Colts, good play call, as they realize that the Rams like to run this specific style of defense, man and some zone. And they take advantage of it. Good job by the Colts there. So after the Rams and the Colts both had a couple back and forth drives that ended in nothing too crazy, the Rams had a major miscue on special teams where the long snap hit one of the upbacks and it ended up being recovered in the end zone for a Colts touchdown. So the Rams are down right now, top of the fourth, and they get the ball back and they have a beautiful play call to beat this cover 6 coverage that the Colts decided to run. So again, what is cover 6? That is one safety who is not pictured. He has one entire half of the deep field. All right, he's not pictured, but he's covering that area. There's another safety who has 1/4 of the field at the top half there. And then this corner is going to have 1/4 deep over there at the top as well. So it's one safety has half, one safety has 1/4, and another corner has 1/4 of the deep half as well, okay? With this slot covering there. With this corner, not bailing deep necessarily, but midfield-ish there. And then obviously the linebackers will be covering in their typical middle of the field with everybody else rushing as usual. Now, what do the Rams decide to run to beat that coverage? Well, we'll start at the bottom. Robert Woods is running a deep in, even farther than what I could draw. He's running past my drawing there. Tyler Higbee, the tight end there, is going to help block on the backside on the left of Matthew Stafford, with Sony Michel giving a quick fake and then running as a check down swing. And then this is where the combination truly matters. Van Jefferson's going to be running a post. And this post is important. And again, it's even farther than I could draw, because he's going to try to run this post and take this safety here with him. Even though that safety, again, has quarters coverage of 1/4 of the field there, he's going to try to run it and have that corner follow him and not cover his responsible area, if that makes sense. And then, this is where the magic happens. It's with Cooper Kupp here. He's running a wheel route. Boom. And then he's going to hug the sideline and get wide open here. And again, why does this happen? Because of the post that Van Jefferson is running. He's running it so well that this corner here, who has, again, this quarter of the field deep, he leaves his assigned area to run with Van Jefferson on that post. So if we let this thing go here, you can see what I'm talking about. Boom. Then here you see Cooper Kupp getting free right there. And again, linebacker's in his correct spot zone. He's in his correct spot. This corner's in his correct spot. And then this slot corner is in his correct area as well. But that post that Van Jefferson ran allowed Cooper Kupp to get wide open, as you can see. Look at that. Easy money for Stafford and the Rams offense. As you can tell right here, there's that one corner who was supposed to have this at deep area running with Van Jefferson. And then boom, pitch and catch, easy money. And Cooper Kupp just doing a good job getting more yards than what was already allowed. Fantastic job by the Rams. That's just great play design, great play calling against a defense that you know it's going to work against. Fantastic stuff by Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford. Cooper Kupp. Good stuff. So, a couple plays later after the big pass, the Rams are in their 1st and goal. And they remembered that Carson Wentz manipulating the safety to throw the skinny post touchdown to Pascal. And they said, hey, we can do that too. And very much so they did. So what happened? How did they get to that point? Well, we'll start with defense and what the Colts are doing. So at the top of the screen, they're running man-to-man. He's man with Tyler Higbee, and he's man with Robert Woods. Then at the bottom, they're running zone. So this safety has this deep. This outside corner here has this deep area. And then this slot corner has underneath, with the linebackers having their middle zone coverage as usual. So what are the Rams doing that allows them to score? Well, they're running the set of route combinations. Tyler Higbee is going to be running to the flats real quick. Robert Woods is going to be running a quick out. Van Jefferson is running a crossing route. Sony Michel is running a quick little window. And then Cooper Kupp is running that skinny post. So, this is the beauty of this play against this coverage. If we let this thing go here a little bit, Matthew Stafford does a great job looking to his left. As you can see, this safety, again, having his eyes on him, he's slightly moving to his right, which is going to allow Cooper Kupp to get open on that post there. Because this safety here is super off, super far away from Cooper Kupp. And he's not going to be able to get there in time once Cooper Kupp breaks inside. Which also, along with all these things I just pointed out, Van Jefferson running that crossing route gets this safety's attention as well, him looking that way. On top of Matthew Stafford manipulating him slightly with looking to his left. So again, we let this thing pan out a little bit. Now Matthew's looking back, and then Joe, check it out. Open as possible. This safety's got his eyes on Van, and then this corner is not even close to be able to get there and make a play on the ball. Just great stuff. Boom, easy money. And that's just a great play design and great quarterback play, again by Matthew Stafford and the Rams. Great stuff there. Eye manipulation there. Boom. Easy money. So after a couple more back and forth, the Rams end up kicking a field goal to take the lead, 27-24. And then second-year quarterback Jacob Eason is in because Carson Wentz a couple drives earlier rolled both his ankles. Rolled both of them. after trying to make an insane pass when Aaron Donald was tackling him to the ground, which is crazy, both ankles. Never heard of that. But here we are, Jacob Eason on his second play since coming in, and he throws the game-losing interception for Indianapolis to Jalen Ramsey. So what happens? How does that happen? Well, we'll start on offense for the Colts. What are they running? The bottom receiver here is running an in route. The slot receiver at the bottom is running a deeper in route, with Doyle running a corner and this outside receiver running an even deeper corner, with Hines checking and then eventually just running to the flats for a check down. So that is the concept going on. And Jacob Eason just doesn't recognize the coverage. And you guessed it, a lot of cover 6 this game. So Nick Scott, the safety in the middle of the field, has this entire deep half, with Fuller having one quarter and Ramsey having another quarter in that cover 6, with Rochelle having underneath, Darius Williams having underneath, and underneath for the linebackers as usual. So now, as we let this thing go here, Eason easily could have had a nice completion right here. Get at least 5 yards. But for whatever reason, he thinks he can fit this ball in here to Doyle. And Ramsey plays this beautifully as well. He's playing that in between the corner there, or the corner route, I should say, and this corner out here. And he's playing that good in between right there. And he just makes one hell of a play on the ball. And if you're Jacob Eason, you have to throw it even sooner than when he's throwing it. I mean, you can't make that pass with an all-pro, all-world defensive back like Jalen Ramsey nearby. You guessed it. It floats too much, and then Ramsey makes the pick. 1, 2, game over. And he gives everybody the goodbye in Indianapolis. So again, a lot of cover 6 this game by both teams. But Eason just makes the wrong read. He could have easily just thrown this in. It was wide open. Got another 5 yards, lift for another down, for third down, and maybe 5 or 4, probably even less. Maybe he gets upfield and gets more yardage. He's got some lane there. But Eason, being the young quarterback, thrown into a tough situation to try to either tie the game or win it, just makes a bad decision, a bad read. Throws the game-winning pick for the Rams and the game-losing pick for him and his team. It's just how it goes sometimes, folks. At the end of the day here, the Colts just didn't capitalize on key moments to punch it in the end zone. And the Rams did take advantage of those moments, scoring when needed and executing at a high level when needed. Simple as that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next week here on Orchestrated Sports with Ian Martinez. Stay safe.